I just realized something very terrifying. Like I wasn't really picking up on this before, but I'm noticing it more and more now. Mergers of companies, especially electronics and digital and media. For example, AT&T is in talks to buy DirecTV for $50 billion. Now, let's say they do that. Now, let's say Verizon decides to go after Comcast. Like, if one entity owns all that, like, basically, okay, let's say Comcast shuts you off because you can't afford to pay for your internet anymore because it's so expensive to get the speeds you once had. And they're also the same company that owns your phone. Verizon and Comcast, should something like that ever happen, or AT&T and DirecTV, they control the flow of information through whichever device. It doesn't matter. They're going to get you one way or another because they're going to own every form of communication. And they can make up all the rules that they want. So I'm saying is something needs to be done very soon, like now. Like, a message has to be sent out, I think, that spreads a word. That, you know, we can all reform outside of the internet. You know what I mean? Something like that. Like, after everything goes dark, like, I don't know. I know I'm talking crazy, but seriously, I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist, but if AT&T buys DirecTV, you know Verizon is going to make a move for some other form of media communication device to take over so that there'll be just these two entities. I can feel it in the force. I just think that's the worst thing that could happen to this country is if we lose control of our ability to communicate with one another on a private and personal level. I am not a huge, supporter of the NSA, but I mean, I'm not a supporter at all of the NSA, but I do understand, like, both sides of the argument there. But it just terrifies me that we would lose our ability to communicate the way we're communicating now. Like, everything would be censored. Only the people who could afford it would be able to spread their messages. So TV shows, commercials, everything you see is going to be force-fed to you at that point. And you're only going to get the basic if you can only afford the basic. So if you want anything else, you want to be mass communicating like this, then it's going to require a lot of upload bandwidth. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, I think there's coming a time, not too far off, that could be a possibility where common people who don't make, $1 million a year can't afford a decent enough internet connection. Like, I don't know. What do you think? The secret word. You know what the secret word is. It's Blockicorn. So if you see me on the street and we've lost internet connection, you want to rally up against the the powers. Blockicorn. That's the secret word. Pass it along, my friends. Let the name Blockicorn grow wide. Let's cast our web out there when the time comes to rise up, my brothers. Alright? If that was racist, I apologize. Because it wasn't intended to be. I don't know. I just read this article and that's how I felt. And it kind of just, I don't know. It would be horrible if that happens. And I don't want to see that happen. I want my kids to live in a world where information is free and you can decide how you get it. So, that being said, call me crazy or take it to heart. Blockicorn, my friends. Blockicorn. Thanks for coming by. Have a great night.